Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
What is that?
It's a show that happens twice a week where two old guys and one rather young lady.
Oh, thank you. I'm flattered.
You're welcome. Talk about old games. Today, Original Flavor Wednesday, we'll be talking about IGN's 38th ranked game, Kirby's Dream Course.
A milestone.
Yes.
Milestone 38.
Every video gamer only has their 38th once.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And in reference to this game today, Kirby's Dream Course, it is a golf-related game. I have a golf-related story.
Okay, cool.
So when I was in high school, I was active in my church's youth group. And one time, one guy that used to go to the church owned a golf course. It was a small golf course.
Owned a golf course?
Owned a golf course. He and two people that went to my church were partners.
Was it a golf course or was it like golf course in quotation marks?
Well, it was, they had carts and like, I don't think anything was over like a par 3 or anything like that. Like it was a small golf course.
But it was legitimate.
It was
like,
legitimate.
I had a neighbor who had a go-kart track in his backyard. So not like that. This was like an actual golf course.
Yeah, this is like actual legit. They had like a pro shop and shit like that. It was just small.
Okay.
It was Draftonville, Kentucky's only golf course.
All right.
But we went there. Like the youth leader was also the guy who owned it. And they, of course, first off, we went to like the driving range. And what would you do, Dave? Like you get out to a legitimate driving range.
Yeah.
What would you do? What's the first thing you do on the driving range?
Start drinking?
Well, it's okay.
You're
in your high school youth group, and like they found all your liquor, and confiscated it.
I didn't drink in high school. I was straight edge.
Yep.
Straight edge.
I was too. I was straight edge until I was 22 and took a sip of plum wine in college at a theater conference trip. There's a picture. There's a picture of it. There's a picture of it.
What would I do? I guess hit a golf ball with one of the wood clubs.
How would you do it?
With my arms?
Would you mimic somebody?
Happy Gilmore?
Correct.
I could tell you were prodding me for an answer.
Yeah, I was like, you're going to get there eventually. Like, Nicole probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and introduce
She is our rather,
Nicole.
People should know our rather young lady is, of course, Nicole Nance.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Nicole. We're talking golf.
Okay.
And you want to play golf.
Eventually, I'd like to, yes.
You own clubs.
I do.
Because you're like, I should learn to play golf for my career.
I should, because I'm in business and it's stereotypical, but all the big wigs of my company play golf, so.
So you went out and bought clubs?
No, I got hand-me-down clubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you went out and like bought a really nice pair of clubs and then just have not played.
That's
what I would do.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the Dave Moore route.
Do all this online research, get like the best pair of clubs, and then never go.
Subscribe to our golf clubs on Reddit. All right, these guys say these are the best. I realize they're $700, but if I don't have them, all the bigwigs are gonna laugh at me on the course.
And I have ladies' clubs, so they're in a powder blue golf bag.
Is that the only difference? Is that the defining
powder
difference?
blue?
I don't know. They're pretty,
See,
I guess.
I also own a pair of golf clubs, but I had to search for years to find them because it's hard to get a left-handed pair of golf clubs. Most places I go and try to rent them, they don't even have them to rent. Just
do them like Jimi Hendrix style, and you just use the golf club upside down.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were at that golf course driving range. We all have to do the Happy Gilmore. So we're all like taking it and like, that's a really hard shot to do. It's very, very hard. When you succeed,
How did he do it in the movie?
I don't know how. Oh man, when you do actually succeed, it's an amazing drive.
Adam
But-
Sandler's a very talented golfer.
and I guess if we had like hockey sticks, maybe it'd be easier. But like trying to just use like drivers. But I discovered it was a little easier to try and do it with a putter.
Okay. Because it's wider?
It's wider.
Yeah.
So, but a putter is not built to be a driver. So our youth group leader, before he finally catches me, I break 4 putters.
Holy God.
Because like if I would miss and just like take huge divots out of the ground, or I would take and it would just like a toothpick, the putter just, and I just kept going.
Why? How did you have so many fucking putters?
He wasn't paying attention, and we'd just go over to the pro shop. and just grab-
So you were stealing putters and
yeah, I
breaking
just
them?
go over there and just grab a putter and just go to town.
It was for a goof. It's fine.
It's just a goof on your butt. So like, God, I tore like you can see where the tee is, and they're like 2-foot long ditches on either side where I would try to the Happy Gilmore just miss, take a huge chunk out of the ground.
I like to think that some actual legitimate golf players came through after you, and they just looked at the ground and they're like, Happy Gilmore. that movie has ruined this game.
Every time I've been golfing, I have tried to do the Happy Gilmore every single place. Like I'm at Paxton Park in Paducah, the nicest like golf course around, fucking trying to do the Happy Gilmore for like all these professional people.
In front of all of Nicole's big wigs.
They're all chomping on cigars. Now, what's that kid doing with that putter? That's no way to use a putter.
Bully.
If only a girl were to come around with a powder blue set of golf clubs.
I'm Dave, your bespectacled host. I had a different story. I'm going to hold on to it, though. Because, yeah, I know. I've been holding on to it for a while. But you mentioned golf. And, Nicole, you mentioned getting golf clubs. I remember going golfing with my dad a lot when I was a little kid. And by that, I mean he would golf and I'd walk around and look for golf balls because I wasn't good at it. My dad really wanted me to be good at golf. I guess because he was good at it and he really enjoyed it. So he really, really wanted me to get enjoyment out of it.
I know all these things. You've told me like your dad like making you do so many things. Like he really wanted you to lift weights.
Yes.
Play golf. He
Yes.
wanted you to like Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
None of
God.
these things took.
Cracker Barrel's like upper echelon though. Like none of it took. I like to buck all those things. I don't like being told what I'm supposed to like. I mean, unless it's Reddit. Unless I need a collective
The hive
group
mind.
to tell me what I need, not just one person. Especially a person who has a vested interest and love for me. So forget all that.
Don't look at this softcore pornography, Dave. No, fuck you, Dad. Hardcore ass-to-ass pornography.
You know, I didn't get into ass and ass until much later. Although maybe I should tell that story.
About the time you got into ass-to-ass.
Yeah, I think I'll save it. I think I'll sit on that one for a little bit.
But
Yeah, that was nice. No, I used to go look for golf balls essentially while he played because the coolest thing I thought about golf at the time, I was probably 9. The coolest thing I thought was you get to drive the fucking golf cart.
Yep.
That's why you go out, is so you can drive that tiny car. You don't need a license to do it, so it's legal. It's legal. You can do it if you're under 16. But my dad would never, ever, ever get the cart. Never, because he liked the exercise. So yeah, he would play golf, and I would start to play and then give up about 2 holes in, and then like just make it a miserable experience for him the entire time. Just complaining and talking about how you ever get these things in your eyes where it's like, I call them eye worms. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do any of you guys have this? Where it's like,
I'm worried about your health.
if it's super, I'm not well. I am not well. It's when it's super bright outside. You ever get those like floaty things?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I get those before I get migraines. They're like little wiggly.
Is it
things
like
in
a
your vision.
precursor?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like their colors are constantly shifting and they're different shapes. Like whenever I close my eyes, I see them.
I get really like, Tyler, you know this about me. Nicole, you probably picked up on it too. I get really worried about things. Like I can obsess over some certain things. And I remember having a really bad eye worm fit, I'll call it. On the golf course. We're probably on about hole 7, and I'm losing my mind because I'm convinced that I'm going to go blind on the golf course. My dad's just trying to fucking play the game. It's like his day off. He's trying to enjoy it. And meanwhile, he's got his sweaty, whiny, non-weightlifting son out on the golf course crying because he's convinced that he's going to go blind because he's seeing eye worms. So despite all of that, I ended up buying some golf clubs on eBay because when I worked at the local newspaper here, we had this like yearly tournament, and it was essentially a great excuse for me to drink outside and not have to worry about police. But I needed to get some clubs, so it was legitimate. And I got some on eBay.
So I could think you just walking around town. As long as you've got your pair of golf clubs, just drinking and walking around. Not a golfing, officer.
It's a documentary, Dave's Road to Homelessness. An alcoholism tale. I bought some clubs on eBay, and it's the only time that I've been scammed on eBay because I got like some like jackass clubs. Like they were nothing like what they were in the description or photograph. And I gotta say, good on eBay. They refunded my purchase. So by the way, this episode is brought to you by eBay. It's the garage sale online. You can find anything there. It's ebay.com. In case you haven't heard of it. So yeah, check it out. And I haven't seen eyeworm medication on there.
Did you have to destroy the golf clubs?
No, I got them. Well, I think the last time I moved, I threw them out because it moved with me like 3 times. And then we were moving this last time, and I told Nikki, I was like, I haven't even like picked these fuckers up since we moved last. So I just threw them in the dumpster.
Because I remember there being like I remember seeing the story on Reddit. It's like a weird PayPal rule to where if you get scammed, you have to break the object that you were given.
No, I don't think that's true.
And I remember there was like a big thing where somebody like broke like a very old expensive violin. Like PayPal forced them to get a refund. They had to destroy the object that they
Not
got.
my Stradivarius.
It was something like that.
Do you have to send in a picture? Or how do they?
You have to send
verify
a picture of the destroyed object.
That's weird.
I'll find it and put it in the show notes.
Well, we
I
need
mean, you
to.
just find a random broken violin.
Go buy a
picture,
violin
right?
and break it.
Well, we should start brokenshit.com. And it's like where all these people can we have a small subscription fee that all these people can pay us $1 a month so that they can just pick from all these stock photographs of broken shit that we've got. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, I guess it's my time for a story. Oh, I don't really have any golf-related stories. I was thinking, because you were talking about driving the golf cart, how your dad didn't get a golf cart. And the more that I think about it, the more I think about how during my childhood I was marginalized for being female, because I think last time I talked about how they wouldn't let me fish. They wouldn't let me cast the fishing line. So
You can't fish unless you got a worm. Literally.
Zing. You can hold the rod. You just can't cast it.
Whenever I was a kid, my uncle would take me golfing with him, and he wouldn't let me drive the golf cart until we got out of range of the pro shop. That way, he wouldn't get in trouble. He didn't want to see this little kid driving the golf cart. But he would always make me take his golf balls and put them in the little machine to wash them off for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got stuck with the cleaning, I guess, because I was a woman. So that's the way it goes.
It might have been because you were a child.
It's even worse then, right?
I don't think so. I think children,
Child labor's a thing. How do you think we get our iPads? So child labor's a thing.
He didn't pay you though, so it's fine.
Do you have
It's slavery then, right?
Indentured servitude, I think, is more like it because
you get
it
to drive
costs a
the
lot.
cart, so it's a trade-off.
I did get to drive the cart, so that was the best part. That's the only reason I went, so I could drive the golf cart.
That's the only reason to go.
Since I brought up Cracker Barrel, do you have any funny Cracker Barrel stories? As you were once upon a time a Cracker Barrel
Any funny
server.
Cracker Barrel stories?
Any horrific Cracker Barrel stories?
They're all awful. All Cracker Barrel stories are awful.
Tell us the worst one you got.
Were you marginalized as a Cracker Barrel waitress?
And by Cracker Barrel, we mean Schmackerel Barrel.
Yeah.
Schmacker Barrel.
This story may or may not have to do with the Cracker Barrel, but it definitely is about.
These alleged stories about Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it rhymes. It rhymes with Brackle Carol.
Brackle Carol. The fine Southern eatery, Brackle Carol.
I mean, we're such a big show that I know the Cracker Barrel people listen. So,
I do have one story. It's really the only time that I've been made uncomfortable while being hit on by a man in public. So I was working at Cracker Barrel, and at first I was uncomfortable, and eventually I was just pissed.
Yeah, that's what happens when I hit on girls. So it's fine.
Yeah, we know.
Well, I was waiting on the table, and it was two men, and one, he would say things every time I went to the table. He would call me honey or baby, or he would comment on my hair or something. And eventually he said, well, why don't you sit on my lap and feed me my food or something like that. Yeah, no, it was awful. It was really awful. And then,
Did you do it?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
Well,
I probably would have gotten a better tip had I done it.
Yeah,
You might have got more than the
maybe.
tip.
Move left and right tonight.
Double barrel.
Anyway, the straw that finally broke my back made me go to my manager and be like, I am not waiting on this table anymore. Was whenever he said, well, why don't you just give me a kiss? And I said, well, I don't think that my husband would like that very much. And he said, well, I don't want to kiss your husband.
Whoa.
He was ready. This guy was an experienced guy.
He's a pro.
He'd hit that curve in the road before, and he was ready for it.
Yeah. And he's apparently a local because I've seen him a couple of times around town since. I haven't ever said anything to him or whatnot. But
Do you think that there's you're a business person, Nicole, so you're probably the most qualified person to answer this question that I have. Do you think there's a market for a strip club Cracker Barrel?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, clearly there are customers that want that kind of treatment.
I didn't know if it was just this one guy or if it was
No,
just...
I think that pretty much anywhere from here, like south, it would just be fantastic. Those men would definitely come to.
Strippers with just the brown aprons on with stars of
Yeah.
how many
I would go.
lap dances they given, or just suspenders covering them.
I'd go for the aprons, no lie. It's our aprons. It's a subreddit.
Apron porn.
Apron porn.
I think that every time that I hang out, you guys mention some new porn subreddit that I am not aware of.
See, we probably just said that, but it's probably out there.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm subscribed to that. No, that's legitimate.
9 times out of 10.
That's a thing for me. So if you women or men,
I want to know
out
the
there-
childhood memory that started that. where does that take root?
You know, I could say something really sexist, but I'm not gonna. I'm really not gonna.
This is the bastion of feminism that is TADPOG.
That's true. Hey, we've got enough female listeners that I don't want to piss them off.
That's true.
So I'm just gonna pretend to be
Our
a
wives,
different
Nicole
person.
and Chandra.
Right. Thank you for
And Bailey. That's okay. So that's our strong.
Thanks for hanging with us. Kirby Dream Course.
Kirby's Dream Course.
Did you guys play this game as a kid?
I did not.
No.
Had you guys heard of this game ever?
No.
Nope.
Me neither.
But it's the 38th best Super Nintendo game ever.
According to IGN,
That one guy at IGN
who was on deadline.
who's been like, he's not there. Yeah, that's.
He also put every Kirby game for the Super Nintendo on this list. Because there's 4 Kirby games, I think, for Super Nintendo, and they're all on this list. This is, according to IGN, the best. This Kirby's Dream Course is the cream of the Kirby crop.
God, that's ridiculous.
Kirby's-
Spoilers.
Kirby's-
That's ridiculous.
Kirby's Cream Course is an entirely different game, but it is a porn subreddit.
It's all about rolling balloons around in cream corn. It's really weird.
So spoilers, we didn't like it.
No. But I was trying to think of the bumper for the next segment about what because Josh Edwards had brought about it, and I was just thinking about Carl the other day, like what would be a good button we could press for the next segment.
Toilet
that is so
flushing. I think
beloved.
Josh of
Toilet
Uniracer's fame nailed it. That should be our only sound effect.
So I was trying to think of how to do like your name as a train. It's like
Try it. Try it. Let's hear it. What you got?
Dave reads from Wikipedia.
That's how you think trains talk?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a little, on the nose?
They're trains.
I mean, do you think all trains sound like that or just trainsy?
Oh, Thomas doesn't sound like that.
What does Thomas sound like?
I can't remember. Well, it sounds like Thomas. The tank engine.
I don't know. I'm not familiar. What's that?
Well, put it in this.
What is that?
It's a show and a Skyrim mod.
Tomas.
Oh, yes. Tomas the train.
Tomas. I wish I knew how to say train in French. Nicole, how do you say train in French?
I never took French.
You
All right,
took
Tony.
Spanish?
Oh,
Los Trenos.
it's been too many years.
I'm going to sample out that noise you just made, though. That was the most cartoonish. That was the most Laurel and Hardy you've ever been.
I think you should loop it 12 times for the stinger. And then maybe we can get like a techno beat behind it. All right, guys. I haven't read this yet. This is interesting. Kirby's Dream Course or Kirby Bowl or that's they list two names for the Japanese. Kirby Bowl or Kabibaru in Japan.
Okay.
Is a 1994 golf video game developed by HAL Laboratory and published by Nintendo for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System video game console. Never heard of it. It was first released in Japan on September 21st, 1994, and in North America on February 1st, 1995. Pretty late in the game. Mm-hmm. Pretty late in the game. It is one of 4 Kirby video games. We got it right.
Nice.
Released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It was re-released on the Virtual Console for Wii and Wii U. In case anyone listening wants to try this game,
Don't.
you can do that. Or
Send us the money you would be spending on it. It'll be put to better use.
that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll subscribe to. We'll start that domain where we store photographs of broken shit. Paul of What's Paul Playing Today may do a gameplay video for this. So I would watch that instead of playing this game.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how he handles it.
I warned him about it. Like, I had to get on and to be like, good luck with this.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I like shitty games. Oh.
Wait. This can't be a shitty game because this is ranked 38th on IGN's Top 100 Super Nintendo games.
True.
I mean, it's better than Turtles in Time, which
Yeah.
is ranked 39.
Better than all the Bomberman games, Super Nintendo.
Both
better
Bomberman
than
games.
Earthworm Jim. It's better.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Good episode, guys. What the fuck is this game about? We've alluded to the fact that it's golf, but it's not like Kirby playing golf. It's
Yeah, Nicole, you put it when we were playing it as you were very just like the whole time we were trying to play it. You described it. You described it better than I did.
It's a Kirby-themed putt-putt golf simulator.
Okay.
And Kirby is the ball.
Kirby's the ball.
Yeah, each
That's it.
each course is like this strange Rube Goldberg design for him to get to the hole in usually 1 to max 3 strokes. If you get 3 though, you're probably just going to lose.
Well, what happens each time you stroke it? Each time you stroke Kirby, you give him a tomato. That's kind of the bargain you got worked out with Kirby. You're going to stroke him, and in payment, he gets a tomato. You have 4 tomatoes. I'm explaining this like you're 5. You have 4 tomatoes, and you give Kirby a tomato each time you stroke him. And when you stroke him and don't have a tomato, he gets sad and takes a nap.
But that makes this game like so difficult. I think this game is just incredibly difficult. For Nicole and I to play through it, like I had to bust out the Game Genie and give infinite tomatoes in order just to play the game and just to play through.
That's a lot of Kirby stroking.
So
That is a lot
infinite
of Kirby
strokes.
stroking.
Infinite strokes.
How did he get tired?
He just danced.
Okay.
So at the end of the course, stars came out. He split into 3 different Kirbys and did a dance.
It's like a telethon.
Yeah. But it was because you start out and it's a grid and there are green barriers to keep you from going too far. But
Bumpers almost.
and the aiming situation of how you want to aim Kirby, like
Explain that a little bit.
it's so clunky. Oh, it's so clunky and frustrating because of course it's inverted first of all, so that makes it.
So if you press the D-pad right, it
cursor
starts moving to the left.
at a downward angle. So then and then of course if you move a little bit too far, you see the cursor starts going all over the place. And of course you can aim up or do ground shots, and that makes the cursor go even more crazy. So you're trying to basically you have to kill all the enemies, and the last one then turns into the hole.
Right.
So you can't just like, there's a hole, you aim for it and try to get to it. You have to use the terrain and Kirby's powers to try and defeat all the enemies and turn one into the hole and then sink Kirby into that hole. And really 2 shots is really the most you're going to get. Because you get 1 back for...
Going into the hole.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So like, really, I mean, the only way to really get through this game, like if you were to do it in 1 shot, is do like hole-in-ones or 2 strokes like on every hole. And of course, because you can die, if you don't do so well on 2 holes, you gotta start over. So like we spent an hour just on the first course. Mm-hmm. Just like we get of course, like by the time the second hole, we're both dead. Start over. And then do that until you get the pattern. Go to the third hole. Okay, it's going to take you a little while to learn that one. Oh, you're dead. Start over from the first one. 1, 2, 3. All right, learn 3. Fourth one. Oh, don't know that one. Start over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was just a frustrating fucking cycle.
I thought the hardest part was figuring out how to tell where your shots are going. That whole system where they've got the arrows, like you talked about, that show you where Kirby's going to go. Like I felt like that was the hardest part. And once I figured that out, the actual game I didn't think it was difficult, but I thought it was boring. Like I really thought the game was boring.
Yeah, Nicole, you said that like this kind of game you would like, but...
Well, and you're talking about being a shitty game. I didn't necessarily think that it was shitty, but it was just not fun. Like, it looked nice, and it had all these different things. Like
they clearly thought it out. Yeah. I mean, they clearly put effort into the game.
Well, and have you actually played like a golf game before, like a golf video game? It's the same elements. Like you have
Mario Golf.
You have to.
I made myself in Tiger Woods 2007 once. I made myself. I called Nikki in and I was like, "Hey, look, who's this?" And she's like, "That's you." And then I uninstalled the game. That's all I wanted to do.
Well, it's the same concept as a regular golf game. Is you're trying to aim where your shot's going to go, and then you have your little meteor that goes up and down. You have to hit it at the right time, so you have the right power. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
well, you can also aim on different spots on Kirby's body to give spin. Like whenever Josh played with us, Josh was always trying to aim on the far side of Kirby to try and make him curve around obstacles and stuff like that. It never worked out well at all.
See, I like that. I like that that's in there. And I fucked around with that a little bit, dealing with like top spin and bottom spin. It never helped. But I got the feeling that like, man, if I understood this just a little bit more.
You could really, like, we found one GameFAQs guide. Like, most of the GameFAQ guides like 37K in size. One guide was like
278.
Good God, man.
Man, this guy made his fucking senior thesis was Kirby's Dream Course. And it helped reading the guide because he would tell you how to get...
Maybe it's Tiger Woods.
He would give like...
Did you guys think about that? What was his username?
Woods El Tigre? I don't know.
Pussy Addict? Pussy Slayer?
Well, that means Miller wrote the guide. But he like would always tell you like, here's your hole-in-one technique. Here's your shitty technique for 2 strokes. Here's an unadvisable 3-stroke guide. Like,
and then thanks, Steven.
Yeah, he had his own inside jokes all throughout the guide.
He did, though. He would have like 3 or 4 paragraphs for each hole. And we're talking 8 holes for 8 courses. That's 64 holes, not including the 2-player holes. So it was a lot. And he would say, "Oh, and I've developed the best strategy, but of course I'm not going to share that with you. This one will also work."
In this extremely hardcore competitive video game, Kirby's Dream Course, I'm not sharing the best shit.
He's like a chef with his most guarded secrets. Here's a good approximation. But like, we got a few hole-in-ones, which is
holy
good.
Shit! I'm impressed as fuck.
From using that guide, not on our own.
Wow, but still, I'm impressed, man.
Based on his guide, almost every single one is a potential hole-in-one. Like, he gave a hole-in-one strategy for almost every single hole.
It did. I got that impression because like I totally got the impression that if I sat there and studied the hole for long enough, I could probably figure out a way to like get a hole-in-one. But that's when
this would be the best no context clip show ever. Like you saying that, Nicole saying like, well, just the 2-player holes.
That pinged with you too a little bit. Yep. Yeah, it pinged with me too. But on the other hand, that's where I think it gets boring because it's like I don't want to sit there for 20 minutes and try to figure out how to get a hole in one. I don't want to fucking do that.
I thought that would make it more fun for me than just trying over and over again. If I finally started to think about it as like a puzzle, like I would zoom out and like look at all the different elements in the course and be like, okay, if I do this and then this and then this, finally it would get a hole in one. But when we started out, we weren't thinking that way. We were just hitting it over and over again.
Because you want to have fun, right? I mean, that's what I found, and it's like it was one of those things where it's like I could do this, but why?
Yeah, you can approach Kirby like you approach the SAT. It's a lot of careful preparation, some prep tests.
Take a practice, do practice course.
Yep.
That would have made this game so much better. No, it really would have. If you would have had like a practice thing you could have done.
That's true.
It would have. That would have been made so much
to
better.
try and a practice so you could look at it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This is no lie. This is not a goof. This is not a joke. I'm so glad this was brought up. I would rather take the SAT than play this game. Like I enjoy taking tests. That might have a lot to do with it, but I would seriously much rather take the SAT.
I like taking personality quizzes, but I've never. Did either of you take the SAT?
No.
Yeah.
I only took the ACT.
Me too.
So.
I took the SAT and the ACT and like a shitload of practice. My parents did not want to spend money on college, so it was pretty much like, you better do good on these tests.
So do we want to personal stories? We want to tell our test scores?
I don't remember mine.
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't think they're really super important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for skipping a few courses, yeah. But otherwise,
for
you're right.
scholarships,
Yeah, I mean that's like they were important for me at
Zach
a time.
Morris,
they're not anymore.
Zach Morris got a very high SAT score, and I mean he went to the same school as everybody else.
And I also think it's like really, really sad when grown adults talk about and compare their ACT scores. I think that's like on par with talking about how many girls you fingered in middle school.
We can talk about that too. I can say what my ACT score was and the number of girls that I fingered. You can try to figure out which one.
It's a ratio. It's the SATF. What you do is you take those two numbers, you add them together, you divide by 2, and it tells you what your net worth is.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, see, I guess you got to wonder because Nicole, you and I both went to the same university.
Yes.
You got a much higher ACT score than I did. We went to the same school. I just paid more for it.
Yeah. Well, I went to that school for stupid reasons. So.
What's
boy reasons?
Boy reasons.
It was not my first choice of school, but I ended up going there for a guy who dumped me like 3 months after I got there. So bad decisions.
What was your first choice school?
Vanderbilt.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been a fortune.
Yep.
I mean, not to say, I'm sure your ACT was like really high, but man, my sister is looking at Vandy, and that school is expensive.
Yeah. It's like buying a house every year. Buying a small house every year.
No.
Ugh. No. Yeah. No. Culinary school was too much for me as is, so I couldn't imagine.
What was the culinary ACT like?
Just a check. You just have to fill out a check. And that's how you
They just look at, I like to think they're like analyzing. All right, he knows how to spell that. He knows the signature, and we're good. Welcome aboard.
All right, come on. But this is clear. Yep. Okay.
They send it through a machine.
They did want my ACT scores.
Yeah.
But only Murray State had my ACT scores. So when I called them to get them, they were very angry. They were like,
Murray
nope,
State was?
Those are property of Murray State.
Yeah,
The fuck they
do not
are.
have those.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
I took that test.
Right?
You have to contact the testing agency and pay them to send them to another school.
See, I didn't do that though.
You just made it up.
Nope, I had a Murray State document with them on it. And I was like, here you go. And they were like, all right, check cleared. Sure, there you go.
Just threw it in the big bin of.
But it had been so many years since because I went for 4 years at Murray before I decided to go to culinary school. So like by then, like they only keep those the tests like within like so many years. Otherwise, you have to pay like a lot of money for them to go into like backlogs and stuff like that. So
I think we should do a live recording of us taking the ACT. I think that should be our next episode.
I think because I remember my ACT score because there was so much pressure on you for like scholarships and stuff like that. But when I took the GRE for graduate school, it's like, fuck, as long as I can get a good enough score to get in, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. I forgot what I got on the GRE. I don't even remember anymore.
because Megan had to take it for seminary, the GRE, and it was like, you got to take this. We don't really care what you get. You just have to take it.
Just show up. Put someone's name on there. We don't care. Fill in some circles.
But of course, true to form, Wiley of Super Star Wars fame took that super seriously and like busted his ass for his GRE, as opposed to Blake Woods of Oathbreaker fame. Like he also just like C. I don't give a fuck.
I always wanted to draw. Pictures with the patterns and the bubbles. Always did. Always wanted to. Never did. Never had the balls to do that. So if anyone out there listening did that, you're my personal hero.
I should, because when I took the ACT one time, forgot my calculator.
Oh fuck no!
So I would.
no!
I would have had a very good ACT score. My math score was terrible.
God, I bet
Terrible. So like
you didn't retake it.
Nope. I was like, I'm gonna go to Murray State. I know the minimum to get into that. I'm good. So I mean, I still had a pretty good ACT. It was just like what did I get in math? Something where I had to take 2 remedial math classes. My math score on the ACT was so bad. They insisted I do it.
I think that you might be the only person I know who only took it once.
Yeah, because I was just like, it takes an 18 to get into Murray State. I got over that. I'm good.
I took
An
it.
18?
I think I took it 3 times.
I went there.
Yeah, you went to that school, didn't you? Go and tell everybody what you got on your ACT. So how above it?
I'll leave if you
I
want.
was going to say, Dave talked about how
No,
shitty it was for adults to talk about the
I do
ACT
think it's
score.
shitty, but that doesn't mean you don't. I mean, you can still do it.
You want me to do it? Because I think I remember what you got. 32?
33.
33.
Show you how fucking dumb I am. I was like 32, and I was like, "Oh, you got a perfect score? Holy shit! How'd you do that?"
36 is perfect.
And you forgot the calculator.
Man, we really didn't like Kirby's Dream Course. We're just talking about tests
No.
to avoid talking about
Hey,
Kirby's
you
Dream
know
Course.
what? If anyone listening out there like just scrolled through our list of episodes and they were like, "Oh, Kirby's Dream Course." First of all, thank you for listening. Second of all, I know you're not listening anymore because we spent 10 minutes on the ACT, but I tell you what, most people probably didn't like this game.
Because it's on IGN's list, it's 38. So Nicole had found on the GameFAQs
too higher than a
user
perfect
index, right? It was like out of the 700 plus games for the Super Nintendo, this was ranked 384. So out of that, it's not even in the top 300, but on this list, it's 38. It was also listed on the top 10 hardest sports games. So it's generally regarded as being a pretty difficult game.
I think it's difficult, yeah.
Most GameFAQs users who were willing to write reviews did give it a 9 out of 10. But the critics who had to write the reviews gave it generally a 7 out of 10.
Okay. All right. That's not bad.
But boring.
Yeah, it was boring. It's boring as fuck.
You have to figure out the formula. You do the formula. I would appreciate at the end of every course like some sort of boss stage, like where there's like Wispy Woods is there, and you're having
You like
to
bosses.
figure out. I do like.
You
bosses.
like bosses. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I would have liked to see at the end of a course like big ass Wispy Woods
Yeah.
is right there, like trying to blow Kirby back, and you have to figure out how to like bounce off and hit him or something like that.
I think that's a good idea. I think this game needed something like
I
that.
think that I would have appreciated if just each course had a different end of course animation, but it was the same.
It's
on
just
every
the
one.
same thing. The boards all look the same. Whenever you
That
go between the
checkerboard.
worlds, it's just checkerboards.
And I think the reason they did that is so like if you like really care and want to get into it, you can like measure the distance, right? Is that what you got from it?
Nope, I just thought they were lazy.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
No, I can see that.
I think it was
being
for.
used
I
as
really do
measurement.
think they were like, yeah, we're like, well, you can use these checkered boards as like each little tile is a unit of measurement that you can try to figure out how hard you need to hit the ball.
So I guess a certain kind of player would really enjoy this game.
Oh yeah, the kind of. It's like you said, Nicole. Like if you had the time.
No, I think it's like
right?
it's like a not fun puzzle game.
Oh, okay.
Like
So if you're a masochist who likes to break shit down into
Yeah.
small pieces,
like I feel like that's the only way to enjoy it at all is to do it. Not if you just tried hit it. Oh, that didn't work. I'll hit it a different way this time. That wouldn't be fun at all. But if you tried to look at it as a puzzle, it would be slightly more fun. It would make a little bit more sense.
yeah.
I mean, it's not fun by any stretch of the imagination, but
It's not a fun way for adults to spend their evening.
I don't know. I had fun with the 2-player mode. Nikki and I played, and
Okay, we didn't, so I'm glad you did.
we had fun doing that, but mainly because we just liked fucking with each other. Like what happens is you can fuck the other player by, first you don't fuck them. You you make love to them, but you can do that by if you hit your Kirby into the other Kirby, like they lose their turn. So it like becomes like this weird, like there's like this croquet element almost to it. That happens in croquet, right? I don't know. Everything I know about croquet I learned from Alice in Wonderland.
I think if you hit the other person's ball, you have to. I learned about that from Foxtrot. So
Nice.
I think if you hit the other person's ball, you get to like then launch it off into.
Clearly, we're the experts in croquet.
Yep.
Between Alice in Wonderland and Foxtrot,
All I would do is just see how hard I could hit the ball if someone happened to have a croquet set. So it's like put the little gate far away and see if I can hit it through that.
so to you, golf and croquet are exactly the same sport.
Yep. Only I've never. Man, I'm gonna have to try to Happy Gilmore a croquet set the next time I come across one.
Amazon.
That's how often
at
you
your
play
fingertips.
croquet.
I haven't played croquet in I bet 15 years.
So you have played croquet?
Yeah.
I've never played.
I've never played either.
I remember when I was little, like it seems like every person's house my parents would go to, they had a croquet set in their yard.
Is it like bocce ball? You ever play bocce ball?
I have not.
You guys were talking about everything I learned about croquet. I learned from Heather's.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either. Netflix recommends it to me, but
You should watch it. It's good.
yeah,
I enjoy Jawbreaker, but I have
haven't
not seen Heather's.
that. I haven't seen that. What
Jawbreaker,
is that?
that's the one where, because I think I've mentioned it before, where Rose McGowan actually fucks Marilyn Manson on camera.
Oh
'cause she was
yeah,
dating him at
that's
the
I
time.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but every time you bring it up, I'm initially really interested, but then like kind of recoil. So,
Well, Rose McGowan was very hot in it.
that's why I'm interested.
But then you have to think she's fucking Marilyn Manson, who is like, they intentionally make him look as skeezy as possible.
Yeah.
Because her character is the super popular girl who goes around fucking gross randos at bars. So, granted, I've only seen this movie once, and it was years ago, but
Clearly it
that
left an
fucking
impression.
image is seared in
Yeah.
there. Because it was shortly after I saw her on Scream, and the original Scream, I thought she was incredibly attractive.
I don't remember in Scream. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Well, she's blonde in that movie, as opposed to most of the time you see her,
yeah.
she's black. She opens
Yeah.
the door, and her nipples are hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you remember that scene? That's her. That's
Okay.
Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
Scream.
Okay.
Show notes.
Yeah. Any other notable nipples besides Jennifer Aniston that we want to talk about? Round out this Kirby treatment. I wish everyone could see the look that Nicole just made.
She's all about talking about the ACT. We bring up nipples, and she checks out. I guess I should say anything else I want to say about this game. Inventive but boring. The music was very sparse. I feel like I listened to the same 2 or 3 tracks.
I didn't
Yeah.
even notice that it had music, to be honest.
It was kind of annoying, just MIDI files. I mean, there was no passion behind it or any sort of inventiveness, as it wouldn't change from world to world or anything.
There are little animated vignettes before each course. They're kind of cute.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some character there, just not much.
Yeah, and I guess eventually you do, whenever you kill an enemy, because there's no inhaling of enemies in this game, if you kill one, some of the powers you will absorb, and they have different effects on the terrain. Like the umbrella, if you fall off a cliff, you can then try to float into the hole.
Yeah.
Or the rock, and you can stop rolling because you will roll off the course. Or, as I did, spend 7 strokes hopping over the hole because like you swing too hard or not hard enough. Or the power ratio was difficult to gauge.
Did the powers feel like extraneous to you?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a Kirby game. I guess we should do this.
right, exactly. It felt like, you guys read the fact, like, are there particular holes where you have to use the powers to get better score?
Yeah,
get a
I think
hole in
that
one.
To get the
Oh,
hole
okay.
in one, you did.
Okay.
But I felt like anytime that you did try to use them, I didn't feel like it worked very well. Like it was hard to.
The ice one was hard to
Maneuver.
do
Well,
because you
there's-
had to if you hit the snowman, you get the ice power, and that would then freeze water if you activate it before you hit it.
See, that's the other thing. Is like there's no indication of what these powers are gonna do. Like there's none. It just shows up on your screen
That's what-
as you got an umbrella, dog. Great. Now, I mean, what do I do?
Well, that's the first time I tried to use the ice power. I was under the water and I used it, and I was like, "Well, nothing happened."
That's a dud.
You didn't freeze the water when you were in it?
No, you had to be like you had to time it just right, so it was like as you were skipping across the top of the water before you actually like went into it.
Okay.
If you did it at just the right time,
then you would
it
slide
just
across
freeze
it.
I
and
never
slide.
figured out. what the ice power was for. I never figured out what the lightning power was for. I also scored extremely low on all my standardized tests, so that's like not a surprise.
The lighting I didn't understand. The wheel power I never even got to use. Like we had that. And
The
then
lighting-
I tried that and then just like flung myself with the wheel power, just flung myself off the course. Like if the goal of the game were to Happy Gilmore it, and achievement, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and claim that, and like get as far away from the course as possible, I would have done really well.
Yeah. But trying to hit enemies would float, so you would have to do these where you would have to bounce off terrain to hit the enemies and then go over different trees and around. I mean, it was inventive to a point, but also it's just like there's so much trial and error and such limited lives and limited strokes. It's just, I can't imagine, like, especially getting like 6 courses in and then it's just like, all right, start over.
It's like whenever we were playing the first time I died, I was like, you're kidding me? Are you kidding me? I died in a fucking golf game.
Have you seen my ACT score? How did I die in a golf game?
Well, it's a golf game. You're not supposed to die.
Dear Hal Laboratories. I thought this game had some pretty impressive physics. I really do think that they nailed that. I wish it would have been packaged in a more fun presentation, because I think the physics, like the way Kirby as the ball interacts with all the different terrains, and the fact that you can actually put spin, top spin, back spin, and I don't know, right and left spin, and how he interacts with the course based on what you tell him to do, I think is really cool. And I do think they nailed that. And I think it's rare to see that in a Super Nintendo game. But like I said, it is completely outweighed by the fact that this game isn't fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the point where it's almost simulation. Do you know what I mean?
Putt sim.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. That's what it is.
Because like Kirby's Avalanche was just like another game. They just put Kirby stickers on to make it sell.
Yeah, it was literally Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
And then there's Kirby.
But this game, I do feel like it was made with Kirby elements in mind before its creation. But it's just not very much fun.
No. I don't.
It's just like I don't see the Venn diagram of Kirby fans and golf fans like intersect. Like can't be a huge audience.
True test. Here's what I'll do. Next time my dad comes in to visit, I'll sit him down and ask him to play Kirby's Dream Course.
Okay.
Then that's the only way we can test this, because he loves golf. So we're gonna test this Venn diagram.
And Nicole, who loves Kirby games, as our exclusive Kirby guest host,
Yes.
did not enjoy this game. So
How many business bigwigs do you think like Kirby? What's the percentage?
5%.
5%?
Okay.
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Are we just United States? Is that what we're saying, or are we
I
thinking
mean, international.
I was thinking United States.
Because I think we're sitting at a solid 18 worldwide.
Like Japan, the majority of Japanese CEOs love Kirby. I've got some achievements.
You got achievements?
Yeah.
I thought you might. What you got?
I've got you have powers, and you have powers by using a power.
Okay. I like it.
That's the first time when I was like, oh shit, okay, I can, because you can also like sort of jump as well, because you have powers, but then you can also, if you time it right, Kirby will like flutter a little bit, and then you can jump across things or make you go a little bit further, but it's still, I guess I also have the, why don't I try that every time? And that is getting a hole-in-one.
Okay.
Also a Happy Gilmore reference.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got. I only got
man,
2.
That's awesome. I'm trying to
You
think.
want to look at my notes?
No, because there's no lines, right?
Now that you say it, I did try to cross out my notes. I wasn't looking at it. I just like looked down, no mark.
Big old mark on my table. I really didn't think about achievements. I really didn't. Happy Gilmore's coach is Chubbs, right? Is that his name? All right. Yeah, I got an achievement called Do It for Chubbs. And that is, if you knock Kirby into a water hazard, you just turn the game off. You just turn the game off. You walk away. In 10 weeks, you get an envelope in the mail. It's from Nintendo. You open it, and it says, congratulations, you've unlocked.
On a wooden hand.
Right, yes, it's a wooden hand. Thank you. And then that's it. I'm not even going to try. I've got that much lack of interest in talking about this game.
I guess that's the best way to put it. A lack of interest. It's well put together. It's well designed. They put a lot of thought into the mechanics.
Yeah.
Just not very much fun. Nicole, do you have any achievements?
I have one. All my golf knowledge comes from working in food. If that makes any sense.
Nope.
So the name of my achievement is the Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we got to a point where we would do good on some holes. We'd get a hole in one or in 2 strokes on some holes. And then some holes we would go and we would get like 16
Yep.
strokes. So the Arnold Palmer would be if you did half hole in ones and half over 12 strokes.
All these holes and
That's pretty
strokes. Man, then can we do a super edit of every time we say hole and stroke? And just like, I'm willing to bet we've got like 3 minutes where they're just us saying hole and stroke.
I'll have to like the one where we talked to Nicole about porn, and I just edit this one really well.
So thanks for doing your interview during this episode.
Is it like strange ACT porn?
Yep,
I'd watch it. I'd subscribe to that subreddit.
I've seen surely because I've seen enough like teacher student. What's the people who used to always did the kid comes in for some kind of class to the super sexy teacher, usually Carmela Bing or Lisa Ann or somebody like that, and they have sex with the teacher. Naughty America.
That's a pretty
it's Naughty
common-
America movie. I feel like they did a lot of those.
Yeah, that's a pretty common like thing though, right?
Yeah.
If anyone out there has any stories that are related to that at all, feel free to call us.
If you banged your teacher, let us know.
Yeah, or if you're a teacher and well, all right, never mind. Don't incriminate yourself.
Mary Kay Letourneau just blows up our fucking phone.
They wait until the statute of limitations is run out.
Yeah, what is that? Like, how long is that?
Depends on the state, I think.
Okay, we're in Kentucky, so you probably
like 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. You just wait a month. By the time your achievement comes in the mail from Nintendo, you're good. Hey, Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
What's up, man? I've had a good time recording this with two great people. One of those people has a beard, and Tyler, that is you. That is you.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you this question.
I studied Nicole's face. Okay, fine. Yes, I have the only beard.
I don't see a beard on Nicole. If you were to give this game a beard on a scale of beard to beard, what kind of beard would it be, and why beard?
I would give it, for a short time, Tiger Woods' pencil thin beard,
Pencil thin beard.
where it was just extraordinarily manicured to be a very tight, very pencil thin, just around his jawline and around his mouth and into his sideburns
Did he do that?
for a little while.
Really?
It looked
He did
really,
that?
It looked really weird.
I bet.
So it was like he took a lot of time and effort to shave it and trim it and manicure it. So it was a very well designed beard.
You sure he didn't just draw it on each morning
It looked drawn
with
on.
like eyebrow pencil?
It looked like he could have just had it tattooed on. It would have looked just the same. So
I might do that for work on Monday.
you should. Nicole's very into makeup addiction. She could probably do that for you.
Can you help me? We're gonna game tomorrow night. Could you draw a pencil thin Tiger Woods beard?
Give all of us dwarf beards.
I've done Josh's beard with mascara before for our Lost costume party. That's been a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You weren't around then. You were
Culinary school?
living off.
Okay.
Off the grid.
Yeah.
That was that when you died for 6 to 8 weeks. That one
when
time.
I say that was a long time ago, that was a long time ago. So, well, the Lost was on the
Well, you
air.
did say Lost, yeah. It's like that was just in the news not too long ago that it had been 10 years since Lost premiered. That just was a couple weeks ago.
I do remember Meg and I lived with Josh back when Lost season 1 premiered. So
And that explains
A long time
Josh's innate fear of trombones.
yep. But so it's a very well designed, well taken care of beard. It's just a shitty beard.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I wear glasses, and we sit across the table from one another when we record this. So you have a lot of time where you can look at glasses. I would say,
Not just in the podcast.
right, not just in the podcast. This is an everyday thing for you. From what I understand, it has become kind of a ritual, a morning ritual, where I will draw my face on your mirror so that when you get up in the morning, when you brush your teeth, you can line your face up with the face that I've drawn, and you can pretend to be me while you brush your teeth.
You come every morning. You come in and you shower.
Yeah.
Right before I get up, and then I get up and go in there, and you have to have a sweet little message written for me.
Yes.
And then your face drawn in the steam, and then I line it up and I smile. My day's just gonna be good.
I didn't think you noticed. So because of that, you clearly are qualified to answer this question. If you were to give Kirby's Dream Course a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would they be and why?
Well, I did a fair amount of research into this. Not very many golfers wear glasses.
Really?
Glasses or sunglasses.
Is it because they
don't do it
think
very
it's
often.
nerdy?
I think it impairs their golfing ability a little bit.
It magnifies the eye worms that they
Yep.
see while they're
Yep.
out on the course.
And they all fall on the ground just throwing a fit because they're all going blind.
Yeah.
So
it's
no glasses.
terrifying. I understand. It's terrifying.
But there was one pro golfer who wore an enormous pair of glasses.
Okay, I like this guy.
So I'm going to give it Tom Kite's golfing glasses.
Tom Kites?
Kite.
Like fly a kite?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's like apparently like doesn't really help you very much, but
Worst golfer.
You can do it.
Was he the worst golfer ever?
I've never heard of him, but he was a pro golfer that wore glasses.
Like he coined the term. Like when they're out golfing, they're like, "Don't pull a kite. Take those glasses off."
That's all I got to say.
That's all you got. You want to talk us off? I mean, out. You can do both if you want.
Both. Nicole, do you have any commentary to add at the end?
Thanks for having
No.
me.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for being here, Nicole.
One more closer to get you and Josh. Once we get through the top 100 list, then whoever's hosted more between you or Josh wins your marriage.
I think that he was all like, "Oh no, we can't have more. She can't have more than me." And then he started getting ahead a little bit, so I just acted like I didn't care. And I was like, "Oh, whatever." And then I think that made it worse because he's like, "No, now you have to do something so we can get closer and to be more of a competition."
I like that you acted like you didn't care. That means a lot to me that you acted like you didn't care, as opposed to not caring at all.
That's why I went ahead because we still have to do your interview special.
Right.
So that's one. We talked about.
But we just did that. Strokes and holes, remember?
That's okay. Okay, so that's another one already in the bag. And then we talked about the Stanley Parable, about doing that. Because you were the first of us to buy and play the Stanley Parable, actually.
I'd love to talk about
Because
it.
we're out of Kirby games. So we have to find another street
Oh
for you. to
no.
run.
We're out.
We're out of Kirby games.
That's how close we are to being done with this podcast forever.
Forever. We're done with the podcast, our friendship,
Yeah.
everything. We're just going to drop the mics and just walk away.
I've got the contract drawn up and it's in my safe deposit box. When this show is over, Tyler, our friendship is null and void.
This is the phylactery or horcrux of our friendship, depending on which nerddom trail you follow. So let's hope something happens. I don't know. So we'll find. Do you know of any other Super Nintendo games you're relatively interested in? Because you'd said Kirby games. I want to play Kirby games. Are there any other Super Nintendo games?
I'll have to
Yeah,
look
did you
at the
learn
list
from your
and-
mistake?
This is the only one that wasn't very good, but I'll look at the list and see what else is on there.
Okay. Because I know Josh also wants Lufia 2. So you could play Lufia 2 and come on at the same time he does.
And then I'll sit that one out because that's a long game and I'm not sure I want to play it all.
So you have to start now. I think it's in 3 weeks maybe.
I'm going to be, let me just go ahead and put this out there right now. I'm not going to be prepared for that episode at all.
I made a study out of it in my childhood. I'll be prepared. I'll help. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. So you don't miss the next episode. We'll be talking about IGN's 37th ranked game. I think it's UN Squadron.
I think you're right. Here, keep talking and I'll look
Okay.
that up.
While you're there, don't forget to subscribe, give the show a 5-star rating, write a review, include the name of the game, like Drew, quote unquote, just did,
Drew is not a
requesting
game.
Fallout.
Oh, okay.
If Drew was a game, though, we would play it.
God, we would play the fuck out of that game.
But Drew, quote unquote, has requested Fallout, which I've thought about before. I would love to do a Fallout episode, but that's just. Fallout means almost as much to me as BioShock does, so it's a hard thing for me to tackle.
I'm surprised you don't have a Fallout tattoo, honestly.
Yeah,
I figured by now you
fucking
would.
love Fallout.
I figured you'd have Vault Dweller or something tattooed on your back.
Got the 101 tramp stamp. That's great.
It is UN Squadron.
It did make the ink spots my ringtone for a while.
Yeah.
That Catch the World on Fire.
Yes.
Fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But only in the context of Fallout. Had I heard it anywhere else, I wouldn't have given a shit. But them just playing that and zooming in on the tubes of the camera and the nuclear bomb. Good. Fallout, magnificent. Love it. Love it.
All right, there. We talked about it, Drew.
There you go.
No, I think we should do an episode on Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
I've played both of those
Separately.
games.
I could not do both of them in one episode. I'd have to do them separately.
God, I'm gonna have to take a Valium or something before we do. I don't know if I can handle all that, but okay, we'll do it. We'll do it.
I've still got classic Fallout 1 and 2 and Tactics for playthrough.
I'm not replaying those games though because they're very long.
They're very
very long.
100 hours minimum.
You've played both of them for probably like combined total of 4 years.
Yeah. I've played through them a lot. Not as much as Josh Nance of Uniracers fame. He has played through that and Skyrim. I think he hit like 300 something hours on Skyrim.
Nicole, you sounded so, I don't know, attracted to Josh.
You sound like you you just get the proper amount of attention and love that you so crave.
Well, I think that we've talked about before about how the Skyrim mods. Like he had so many mods that he had to uninstall some of his mods.
He had to uninstall Windows. Don't have room for this operating system anime.
I had to build a new Linux. It's like serving the kernel up and do a whole just for Skyrim. It took me. I mean, I failed out of school, but I did it. Have I ever even done the Josh impression on the show before?
No, he's gonna love that. He's gonna love it.
That was part of Nicole's marriage vows, was that she cannot do the Josh impression.
You can't let the internet know about the Josh voice. You can't do that.
That's all I got to say.
That's all you got to say? You're
That's all I
done?
got to say. I'm done.
We went on a fun little tangent there.
Yep.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back because I want to keep that friendship going. I haven't talked to Tyler about strokes and holes enough. So we're going to keep doing this show. In the meantime, if you can't get enough TADPOG goodness, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. Tyler's going to have like the top 100 nipples in movies. That'll be on the show notes.
Yep.
We're going to do
100 bullet points where I go down one by
That's
one.
the name of the list. This is actually 200 bullet points. The 100 best nipples in movies. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/tadpog. There are a lot of cool people doing a lot of cool shit on there. This just in from Facebook, in case you haven't been paying attention. Almost all Tadpog listeners were Donatello when they took the Which Ninja Turtle Are You? So that makes me extremely happy. I'm glad that we're talking to a bunch of Donatellos out there. If you didn't score Donatello, it's fine. They're all the Ninja Turtles are good. They're all good.
Josh Edwards, or Time Lord Josh Edwards, got Master Splinter. He was the only one that I saw that got Master Splinter. I know of another listener that got Master Splinter, and she felt very bad about it. I had to assure her it was okay.
Someone's got to be Splinter, all right? And there's nothing wrong with being Splinter. I mean, at least you're not Toka, right? I mean, at least you're not Toka.
If you just bang on the keyboard until it ends, you get Toka.
We're also on Twitter. You can find us at @tadpog_podcast. Twitter Nation is strong. We've got one of our top retweeters in the room with us today, Nicole Nance. Thank you for retweeting us so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Share the show and retweets.
I know. It's brilliant.
Do you also only follow the 95 people on Twitter? Does the rule still apply on Twitter?
No.
Have
Only
you
on
shared
Facebook.
Have you shared that rule?
Yeah, we talked
yeah.
about it before.
Yep.
I don't remember what we do. I really don't. We record like literally. We're gonna be done with this in like 3 minutes. I'm gonna forget it even fucking happened.
I actually have a pending friend request right now that I'm kind of torn about. I'm like, man,
Who is it?
What do I do?
Who is? Put him on blast. It's me. I don't know about this Dave guy.
What am I going to do? Unfriend Josh for a day.
He looks kind of creepy and doesn't like to talk about his ACT score, and I don't know. He does this stupid show with Tyler. You can also call us. If you have a video game related question, call us. Even if it's not video game, if you have a question, call us. Keep it under 3 minutes, and we'll probably play it. You can reach us at Tadpog Hotline at 270-883-2555. At the very least, call it, and you'll hear me swearing.
Yep.
Yeah, you will. They route to my phone. One day, I am going to pick the phone up. One day, I promise you, I am going to pick the phone up. I usually I'm at work, and I just turn the volume off, so it'll go right to voicemail. One day, I'm going to pick it up.
You just made Phil Hawkins go, nope, never call it again. You just...
I can't see. I never see what the number is, so I can't tell who it is. It always shows up as Tadpog. So one day, it's going to be Tadpog. I'm going to pick it up, and we're going to...
And you just say, fucking Tadpog, and just listen to them talk. And then, thank you.
Thanks. That was nice. That was nice. But you have to call and say it again because it wasn't recording. I'll relay the message.
Our intro song, Nicole.
The intro song is Moves by Sycamore Drive.
Yeah, you're good at this. You got no problem.
The link to that track can be found where?
In the show notes on tadpog.com.
Right underneath the top 100 nipples.
Yep. Pictures, 100, no faces.
Ooh.
Just
you gotta have
close-ups of individual nipples.
You gotta have faces. I can't just do nipples without faces,
No,
Tyler. I
like it.
can't.
You have to do it as a game, and no, it's like a magazine game, and you have and then at the bottom, upside down, you have the number and the
answers.
yeah.
So what's the game? Are you trying to guess whose nipples they are?
Yeah.
Man, I like this game a lot. I like this.
But it's all Tadpog and Tadpog special guests. So
So a lot of hairy nipples and a few knots.
yep. Yep. Well, thanks for coming on, Nicole.
Yeah, we really
appreciate it.
we like it when you come on.
I want you to be Josh.
Okay.
I want you to.
And I apologize for turning your volume up in this episode.
That's okay.
But now people they can hear you. They can hear you talk and all the good things you have to say.
Oh, okay.
But until next time.
Tropical Capricorn.
She said it and Josh doesn't say it. Yeah.